Well, the second day of Carl Paladino's hearing in Albany has ended for the weekend after a long day of arguments focused on whether he violated his oath of office as a Buffalo School Board member. For the second day in a row, 2 on Your Side's Danny Spiewak was inside the hearing room in our state's capital, and he brings us this report.
We've now made it through 2 days of the Carl Paladino removal proceedings here in Albany, and things really started to pick up today with a much faster pace. We heard from 5 different witnesses on the stand compared to just 1 yesterday on Thursday. So they're really starting to heat up, and especially into next week, as this hearing is expected to last into next week. Today we heard in the afternoon from 3 members of the school board who have filed a petition to remove Paladino from the board. The testimony was similar to what we heard yesterday from board president Barbara Seals-Nevergold. But the attorney for the board majority is using their testimony to really show that the release of information from Carl Paladino hurt their operations. They're alleging that Paladino disclosed confidential information about the teachers' contract negotiations that wrapped up last year in an article in an editorial for Art Voice. Now, Paladino's attorney is attacking the board's intentions there. They're saying that that's a manufactured argument. They say that they really just want to see Paladino off the board because of what he said about the Obamas back in December. We have learned today that Carl Paladino will be taking the stand next week on his own behalf. He will be testifying at some point.
And we're taking the position that that fiduciary responsibility overrides all of these other considerations. Mr. Paladino had a fiduciary responsibility to the constituents that he represented in the Park District, and they had the right to know what this contract is about.
This argument from Mr. Paladino's team that the public had a right to know this information about the teacher's contract, does the public have a right to know that information considering how much taxpayer money is spent?
The public has a right to know what the outcome is, but should never be apprised of the strategy and the other things that go into the process. You have to have the ability to conduct negotiations in a confidential manner.
We have now heard from 6 witnesses over the past 2 days, so we're told we're about halfway through the witness list, with Carl Paladino included next week, as well as Buffalo Superintendent Kreiner Cash. So at this point, we are looking ahead to next week. We don't know how much longer this will take, but you have to imagine at least a couple of days, Monday, Tuesday, even maybe beyond that. Reporting here in Albany, Danny Spiewak, Channel 2 News.